Recently, there have been inquiries from internet users about how to convert a three-phase motor to run on single-phase power. Let's take a look at the motor nameplate and examine the wiring method. My motor uses a star connection. There is a clear rule for motor wiring. Motors below 3 kilowatts are connected in star configuration, while motors above 4 kilowatts are connected in delta configuration. My motor is only 180 watts, so it requires a new type of connection. Now, let's look at the rated voltage. The listed voltage of 415 volts is higher than the standard voltage of 380 volts, so we will consider it as 380 volts. In the star connection, with a rated voltage of 380 volts, it means that each winding of the motor can only withstand 220 volts. Therefore, if we want to use a single-phase power supply, we can change the original star connection to delta connection in order to reduce power loss in the motor. Now, let's take a look at the motor terminal board. The 3 terminals are connected to the end of each winding using connecting strips, which is the star connection. We remove the connecting strips and then connect each pair of terminals together, which becomes the delta connection. However, it is important to remember that under the delta connection, we must not connect it to a 380 volt power source, as the windings of this motor can only withstand 220 volts. Next, let's note 2 pieces of information from the nameplate: a rated current of 0.5 amps and a power factor of 0. We need these 2 data points to calculate the capacity of the running capacitor. The formula for calculating the capacity of the running capacitor for a 60 Hz single-phase motor, based on experience, the capacitance capacity is usually around 160 microfarads per kilowatt. If the motor heats up excessively, it indicates that the capacitor is too large. If the motor lacks power, it indicates that the capacitor is too small. The wiring method for the capacitor is also simple. Any 2 of the 3 terminals at the start of the motor winding can be used to connect the capacitor. Connect the neutral wire from the power source to the terminal without the capacitor. Connect the hot wire from the power source to one end of a normally open contact of a push-button switch. Then, connect the wire from the other end of the normally open contact to either terminal of the capacitor. Once everything is connected, give it a try. Press the push-button switch, and the motor should run normally. If you want to change the direction of the motor, simply connect the power source line to the other end of the capacitor. Now, press the push-button switch, and the motor will run in the opposite direction. This is the method for converting a 3-phase motor to run on single-phase power.